So look, AI is taking over our world, unemployment is at all-time highs, inflation rates are skyrocketing, and the world looks like it's on the precipice of collapse. Millions will be left devastated in the upcoming years, while on the other hand, a select group of individuals will be printing cash hand over fist, leveraging this one skill. See, right now we're entering a new age. It's what some experts are calling the digital revolution, and it's how everyday normal people are creating a full-time income online, leveraging this one little-known opportunity to get paid as much as a consultant every single month. And as we move further into this digital age, the importance of creating a reliable and diversified income stream has never been more pressing. The traditional job market is becoming increasingly unstable, and the need for financial security has become dire. The good news is, thanks to this digital revolution, gone are the days where you need a fancy degree or a significant upfront investment to gain success. In fact, right now, there are a plethora of individuals utilizing this one little known skill that requires minimal startup capital and can be learned in less than 14 days and utilized to start printing cash on command. And look, I get that the idea of creating a new income stream can be daunting and it may seem near impossible, but as the architect of this system, which I've used to personally collect over $2 million in cash by age 23 and travel to 13 different countries while still in college, I know that you can too. You can tap into the digital revolution and be on your way to earning multiple 4 to 5 figure monthly commission checks, just like Steve here, who brought in $5,000 of commissions from one sale he made a few weeks ago. Or Eva here, who made $120,000 in sales in just under 4 months, taking home both base pay and commissions. Or Andrea here, who made over $30,000 in commissions just after 90 days of learning this skill. However, for full transparency, just because some people got these results, it doesn't mean you will. In fact, most people do not achieve these results because they fail to take action. On the other hand, if you want to learn how this one little known skill can start printing you cash on command, then stick around. So in case you haven't met before, my name is Kekoa MacAuley, and if you're looking for the best way to create an online income where you can work remotely on your own time and do it without having to spend years working 40 to 60 hour long weeks for a boss you hate, just to live paycheck to paycheck and never having the option to take a vacation with your family or friends, and finally, without having to invest your hard-earned money into some risky opportunity that might end up costing you all of your life savings, then this short video is for you. I'm going to be showing you the proven 7-figure frameworks that everyday normal people all over the world are using to get paid as much as a consultant, and I'm going to be delivering that to you in the next 23 minutes. And if you don't have 23 minutes to invest in your financial future, well, I guess this online income stream wouldn't be a good fit for you anyways. Now, if you stay here and watch until the end, I am going to give you access to a $1,000 free course, which our team recorded specifically for beginners looking to tap into this space, which walks you through the exact psychology and mindset techniques which you can start using to print cash online. Now, before I show you the skill that everyday people are using to generate cash on command, it is important for you to know a bit more about me, as the content I'm about to go over won't make sense without the context. Now, with this skill that I'm about to show you here, I personally used it to collect $2 million in cash by age 23. I'm the founder of an online marketing agency where we've serviced over 4,000 businesses and individuals, creator of Setter Accelerator, a business scaling program designed to take clients to $100,000 a month and beyond, and the developer of the Modern SDR, a sales training program teaching everyday people how to create a 5K to 10K plus per month income online. And the reason I tell you all of this is to show you that it doesn't matter your age, skill set, background, or education level to ultimately cash in on what experts are calling the digital revolution. Now, there are 3 reasons why this recession-proof skill can start printing you cash. Number 1 is that it is a beginner-friendly, high-income skill. Number 2 is that mastering this skill allows you to tap into what experts believe will be a $500 billion industry by 2027, which means that demand is going to be going through the roof, all without having enough people to supply such demand. And number 3 is that this skill leverages other people's audiences, meaning that you literally need no startup capital, no huge social media platform, and no crazy university degree. So no matter if our economy goes up or if our economy goes down, you will be able to thrive because you can plug this skill set into any environment. First off though, it's important for you to understand where most people start their online journey towards financial freedom. See, most people try to start making money with high income skills like Amazon FBA, social media marketing agencies, stock trading, e-commerce, YouTube automation. And while all of these are great options to make money online, allowing you to even print millions of dollars on command, the amount of time, knowledge, and money are quite extreme. In reality, none of these side hustles or money-making vehicles are even really considered high-income skills. They're actually all business models which require a compilation of numerous different high-income skills that you're trying to learn all at once. Don't get discouraged though, I was in your shoes as well. See, I actually stayed broke for 7 years when I was trying to start my own business. Sure, I pulled $100,000 months here and there during the 6th and 7th years of running my business and did some cool things along the way, But in the whole scheme of things, I was broke when I tried running a business. And if I were to do it all over again, I would have never started a business from the get-go. See, in order to run a successful business, pursue dropshipping, run a social media marketing agency, start an e-commerce business, build faceless YouTube channels, or pretty much do anything that you see all of these online gurus preaching, you need these two things: a lot of money and numerous skill sets. And most people don't have either, right? Let's take dropshipping, for example. Well, there's 5 key components to a successful dropshipping store: market research and finding a good product, sourcing suppliers and testing those products, building a storefront with good designs and branding, marketing that product through Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, and then actually delivering the product, taking care of the customer support and fulfillment. And for a lot of people, that can mean years of failing, practicing, failing again until success. Not to mention the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars of marketing spend, admin costs, and operational fees that you actually need to run things. I have peers over in Puerto Rico that pull millions of dollars per month with e-commerce stores. They have massive teams and huge marketing budgets. Knowing that you'd be competing with these giants, like, do you really want to compete with that? When I started my business, it was truly the most overwhelming thing. I researched different marketing techniques, try to learn sales frameworks, and then build new products and design a website. And then do another 10 to 20 things that same day to try and build up to my first $10,000 a month income. And the reality was, I was working more hours every single day than any of my friends at that age, and they made more money than me. It felt like I was on this never-ending hamster wheel, taking on this task and then another task, and the list went on and on. But if I were to do it all over again, here's what I would do instead. It may not be what you want to hear, but knowing what I know now, having hired more than 100 people in the last 12 months with our business now on track for $500,000 a month, it's this piece of advice: do one thing and do it really well. My biggest weakness from the age 14 to 22 was that I lacked focus. I would try one thing and then another and then another and another, never fully maximizing my output or realizing the actualized gains from the work that I was putting in. It wasn't until I realized what the marketplace and what most people were missing, and that was the skill set of sales. See, most people don't know what they want out of life. Most people are stuck as another cog in the machine, and most people aren't able to break free. They're distracted starting this side hustle and then that side hustle and attempting to do everything under the moon, and because of that, they stay in the same place, drudging to the same job they hate, taking the same 2 weeks of vacation each year, answering late night phone calls from the boss they despise, and it's the same story over and over. So how can you do it differently? I mean, what even is the ideal high income skill for beginners then? Does it even exist? Let's break it down real quick where the real problems in the digital revolution are and how you can actually tap into those. With billions of dollars from consumers flooding into the digital realm, more businesses are stumbling over themselves more than ever before to get a piece of the pie. And along the way, what a lot of these businesses can't keep up with is the ever-increasing demand from customers and potential buyers, which could mean countless dollars, which are being left on the table right now just because these business owners do not have the time of day to connect with everyone who wants to work with them. So ultimately, that's where you come in to take your piece of the pie, without needing you to start your own business or take on any of the involved risk, where business owners with a gut-wrenching problem will also pay you handfuls of cash to help them. And what's even better is that learning this skill makes you completely recession-proof, meaning that there will be demand for someone like yourself in any economy, no matter if the stock market is tanking, where you can leverage someone else's audience, put in no startup capital of your own, and be on track to making weekly commission checks. Like one of our students, Shad, who tripled his previous salary using this knowledge, and literally have unlimited earning potential, meaning that you're paid on the value that you provide, not the time you spend. And now, before I talk about how folks like Shad are leveraging this high income skill within the digital revolution to ethically print cash using other people's audiences, it's important to understand the context where our current economy is and how this skill is even applicable. So I want you to think about the situation that is going on in our world right now. In the past few years, many companies have gone under, or if they survived, it's because they decided to change their operations and move online. In fact, tons of businesses in your hometown are also trying to go online, if they haven't already, and tap into new revenue streams. And what's the best part about this that you may be asking? How does this even apply to me? Well, these businesses are willing to pay top dollar to talented people who have the high income skills necessary for them to help sell their products online. Just like how one business paid Kevin $2,500 in monthly commission checks just from 15 days of part-time work using this high income skill. And the best part is he was able to do this at age 18 with no prior experience, no upfront capital, and just utilizing someone else's leads and prospects, turning them into cold, hard cash in his pocket. See, in this booming industry of millions of business owners moving online, the opportunity has never been greater. In fact, demand for this high income skill is way higher than the number of people who can deliver them, meaning that there's a gigantic gap in the marketplace, and the people who take advantage of this opportunity are inevitably going to print cash. So what is this skill, you may be asking now? Well, I like to call it remote triaging. And it's exactly what allowed Jake Elston to make over $5,000 in commission 30 days after mastering this skill, and Mays to hit $18,000 in sales in under 2 weeks. And I'll explain in detail what remote triaging is in just a minute, but just know that this might be one of the best opportunities of the decade right in front of your eyes here today. Now, let's take a step back, because you're probably asking yourself, okay, Kekoa, but I don't know how to actually help these business owners actually sell online, nor do I understand the process of how this works. Well, you're in luck, because it's really quite simple. See, the businesses that are succeeding in this new digital revolution have a very specific business model to take cold prospects, people who have never heard of them, into someone paying them cash. And here's a broad overview. These business owners run some sort of advertisement or traffic source right here. Think of Gary Vee, Kylie Jenner, Russell Brunson, Kim Kardashian. And if you haven't heard of those people, think of some of those ads that you see on YouTube and Instagram. Then there's a piece of content with what we call a call to action, where a prospect is actually engaging with that. And then from there, once a prospect interacts with that content, whether that's commenting or giving their information details, this is what takes us to the remote triage. Right here, this would either be a conversation in the DMs or on the phone, where you, as the remote triager, are qualifying and booking that actual sales call. See, at this point in time, the business owner is qualifying the prospect more, finding alignment with their services, getting that prospect onto a sales call. Then this sales call takes 45 to 60 minutes on average, and that deal is closed, helping the client ultimately change their life and get the results that they paid for. Now, from a business owner's perspective, this is a lot of work. And in the beginning, they may take on a lot of these roles. However, there's a ton that goes into running a business, and it's truly hard to keep up with all of the things that are required. A business owner has to run marketing campaigns, build out sales funnels, deliver their product or service, and so many more things. So, as you may have guessed it, that's where you come in. In this digital revolution, there's two main roles where normal everyday people are cashing in. The first is called a modern closer. So for a $10,000 deal, you may be bringing home anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 per deal. Now, the skill level for this required is generally around an 8 to 9. So for a beginner, it's not suggested to start here. Instead, what you want to focus on is the remote triage. This is a much simpler process, and you can still take home 5 to 10% commission checks on each deal closed. This role is perfect for beginners coming into the marketplace looking to cash in on this booming opportunity. See, remote triaging requires no previous experience, as mentioned before, allowing you to print cash working anywhere in the world. As long as you can talk with someone on the phone or in the DMs, you can have massive success. And let's say that business owner sells a $10,000 product. The industry average for remote triaging is 5 to 10% commission, which means you're taking home on average $500 to $1,000 per sale. That means that even 10 sales a month that you assist with, which let's say that's one every 3 days, you could be taking home $5,000 to $10,000 plus per month every single month. Pretty cool, right? The more conversations you have and the better efficiency that you have, the larger these results can compound. And let's break things down mathematically for doing something like remote triaging, either full-time or part-time. So let's break it down. Let's say you work 8 hours a day for 22 days in the month, 6 calls booked per day, and then 132 booked calls per month. And let's say 80% of those calls show up, which is 105 people. And then with a 40% closing rate, this would be about 42 deals closed. On a 5K offer with a 7% commission, this would be $350 per closed deal, which then brings us to your potential take-home pay. 42 deals closed at $350 per deal would be $14,700 US per month, or $176,000 per year, just with this one little known skill of remote triaging. Now, of course, this is an example if all things are perfect. You're an absolute savage, have one of the better opportunities on the marketplace. So to make things realistic, let's just break it down if you were part-time. Maybe not up to the skill set yet required. Even with lower commissions, let's break it down. So you're working 4 hours a day, 26 days in the month, 3 calls booked per day, with 78 total calls booked in the month. With an 80% show rate again, you have 62 calls, which the modern closer takes. And then from there, with a 40% close rate, this would be about 25 deals closed. With a 5K offer at 5% commission, that equals about $250 per closed deal. Take-home pay is about 25 deals at $250 per deal, which then brings us to $6,250 a month, which is still $75,000 a year, working 4 hours a day. Not too bad, I'd say. With that sort of income and time freedom, you'd finally be able to travel the world, work from anywhere, and cash in on more opportunities to spend with your family. Now let me show you how to start making hands-on commission checks with remote triaging through our simple 4-step modern SDR system. So here's what we'll do. Step 1 is learning the skill of remote triaging and practicing these communication skills on the daily. Step 2 is connecting with business owners who need your help. Step 3 is analyzing business operations to make sure that that business that you're working with is actually a qualified opportunity. And finally, step 4 would be the onboarding and ramp up phase. When you execute this process correctly, even just starting out, you should be able to get 5 to 10 new deals on the low end closed with the business owner, eventually ramping up to that KPI of 25 to 42 deals closed per month to ultimately hit that 5K to 10K plus per month income earning potential. You literally get to come just into the business, help sell, and print cash on command. Now, to make this much in a regular job, this requires a lot of qualifications, decades of work to climb the corporate ladder, and little freedom to actually do what you please. So step 1, as I mentioned, is learning how to sell and communicate properly with prospects online, isolating the pain a prospect feels, helping them find alignment with the product or service, and showing them how they can achieve their dream transformation. Step 2 is once you've learned the skill set of remote triaging, you start connecting with business owners. I personally suggest practicing mock calls, handling objections, and working with a mentor who's already done this, before ultimately starting to work with business owners. But of course, this is up to you. Now, step 3 is finding the best opportunities on the marketplace, which we can qualify down to 3 key aspects. Lead flow, around 500 to 600 new leads per month. Price point, at least $3,000 so you can make about $150 to $300 per sale. And proper systems, where you want to be working with someone who is a good leader, has the right processes in place, and not someone who is all over the place. And lastly, step 4 would be placement and ramp up. Facebook groups and LinkedIn are great avenues to find remote opportunities. However, I would personally suggest going directly into your own network, as that's probably where you're going to find the best opportunities, or leverage someone in the industry's network and their connections to business owners. Once you find that qualified opportunity, you'll want to get started and ramped into KPI to be making 5K to 10K plus per month as fast as possible. Ideally, you want to be aiming for that 3 to 6 calls booked per day mark to get you on track to making that life-changing income.
So the question now becomes, how can you get results like all of the people that I've shown you here in this video? Like Steve here, like Andrea, like Andy, like Eva, like Sean. Well, the first option is to take the information I've given you today and really just try to figure it out by yourself. This is definitely a viable option, and if you feel like it's best suited for you, then please go ahead. However, just know that you'll most likely lose some valuable months or maybe even years trying to figure everything out on your own. And long term, it's probably going to be more expensive considering that you miss out on all the extra money you could have made from starting out the right way from the beginning. Finally, your chance of quitting just goes way up if you get stuck and don't have support, which is why I created the Modern SDR, where I take you by the hand to learn remote triaging, find qualified business opportunities, leverage your time to provide the most value, and utilize our own plug-and-play 7-figure frameworks so you can print cash in this booming new industry, ultimately scaling your income to $10,000 a month and beyond. Because when you do this with the help from experts who have walked the path that you want to go down, it not only goes faster, but it also ends up being cheaper in the long term. After all, a bit of well-placed advice can get you unstuck and give you the financial confidence by having a proven process to follow. Not to mention, it's a lot more fun to do it this way. So let's take a look at what's inside of the Modern SDR. See, the Modern SDR is way more than a course. It's a thriving ecosystem of students, coaches, and other winners online, all creating a remote income with the best high-income skill there is, with infinite earning potential. See, when most of these online gurus pitch you another course, you're thrown into a dead community with no support, no coaching, and really no guidance at all when you need help. So instead of throwing you out to the wolves, like how 99% of the marketplace does after you buy their program, you'll jump onto a one-on-one personalized onboarding session with your head of student success to best prepare you to win. Then you'll gain access to our Slack community of other students so you can share your wins and stay motivated, where you can also hone your craft with our coaches daily, gaining access to 30+ hours of step-by-step training, live sales call breakdowns, coaching calls, and more. We cover in extreme detail the whole process behind nurturing leads, selling, handling objections, finding qualified opportunities, getting paid, and ultimately scaling your income. Research also shows that the primary indicator for student success is not the content itself, but rather the level of involvement from the community, which is also my personal favorite part about the whole Modern SDR ecosystem. Inside the program, there's 5 phases we break things down to best optimize for your success. Phase 1 is going to be our Setter 101 crash course, where you get to learn how to connect with prospects on a deep level to take them from unknown to cash in your pocket. Next up, we have the in-depth frameworks, where you're actually learning our remote triage syntaxes, which both 7 to 8-figure businesses and everyday normal people use to print cash on demand. Next up, we have the business operations and KPI analysis modules, where you get to understand business operations and analyze key performance indicators to properly choose opportunity vehicles to scale your income to $10,000 a month and beyond. You also get to see the exact inside infrastructure of how our 7-figure business works and ultimately learn how the pros operate. Phase 4 is going to be our live call analysis, where you get to listen and watch real live sales calls either myself or from my team has had with prospects and ultimately understand the exact reasoning for why people buy. And then lastly, we have our certification plus guaranteed opportunities. Once you actually go through the first 4 phases, you'll move on to the certification phase. By this point, you'll have mastered the knowledge portion of the program and then run through the exact interview process 8-figure companies use to hire their sales teams. This allows you to be prepared to absolutely crush it once we help staff you in with a company with the guaranteed opportunities after receiving certification. Now, over the past year, having hired 50 plus people onto our team and retaining only the best talent, now paying out nearly $500,000 annually in payroll expenses to our wonderful team, our focus is you. So here's what you'll get. Full access to the modern SDR, our elite remote triage methods, example resumes, live sales calls, private interview training, income calculator, recruitment tools, income scaling mechanisms, and exclusive access to our private community of winners, plus weekly coaching calls. Now, I've always been an advocate for charging $10,000 and beyond for results-driven programs, especially for something where the income potential is almost unlimited. Because the less you pay, the less likely you are to take action and get results. And that's why our high-level programs cost from $15,000 all the way up to $50,000 plus, and why our best clients pay us that amount monthly with us. So after months of testing the modern SDR with a few clients and seeing incredible results, I thought of charging the price of $10,800 US. After all, we had students making that amount back in 60 days or less. But when I went to my team and presented them with that price point, they came back to me and said, Kekoa, we need to make this more accessible to everyday people. To impact as many people as possible, we want to make the modern SDR accessible to the masses. $10,800 USD was simply too much. $10,800 USD would be out of reach for far too many. So for all of this, full access to the modern SDR, elite remote triage methods, example resumes, live sales calls, private interview training, our income calculator, recruitment tools, income scaling mechanisms, and exclusive access to our private community of winners and weekly coaching calls, I'm practically giving access away for not even half of that amount. We're living in the best time to learn remote triaging and tap into this $500 billion opportunity, which means the longer you wait to jump into this digital gold rush, the more you're missing out on 4 to 5-figure monthly commission checks that you could be getting paid here today. These businesses are currently going through this gut-wrenching problem, actively looking for a solution, willing to pay top dollar, meaning they're going to be paying someone either way. So if you're not the one getting paid 4 to 5-figure monthly commission checks, these businesses are just going to pay someone else who took action instead. So you can either be the action taker, which is the guy or gal who takes what they want, getting paid 4 to 5-figure monthly checks, or the complacent, which is the guy or gal who watches other people win, never getting ahead in life. So if you'd like to learn more about remote triaging and how everyday normal people are using this one in-demand skill to absolutely print cash in a new $500 billion per year opportunity online, click the button below on this page to book in a call with us to see how you can learn the one skill that helped Andy make $187,000 a month in his business, or Andrea here, who made $30,000 in commissions after just 90 days of learning this skill. And we'll game plan the best route of success for you. And I promise there's no hard selling or pressure on these calls. In fact, we turn away 73% of people as they don't have the drive or motivation to even qualify to work with us. So we'll only present you with an offer at the end of the call if we truly feel like this would be a good fit. And if there is alignment between what we offer and what you need, though, we'll show you the next steps and get you working with us. So click the button below on this page to book in a call with us, and I'll see you soon.